Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're locking our sights on Grand Theft Auto the 6th. It's a game that's already, generating a ton of conversation.
Absolutely huge buzz already.
Yeah, so we've looked through a really insightful episode from the Tech Room podcast. They really unpacked a lot of the tech and the features we might expect.
They did a good job breaking it down.
So our goal here for you listening is to pull out the most interesting bits. They're really significant innovations in GTA 6's tech and design. Kind of a shortcut, you know?
Yeah, cut through the noise and see why everyone's so hyped.
Exactly. Why is this game such a big deal already?
Well, I think you have to start with just the sheer scale. The Tech Room mentioned it. GTA 6 has been cooking for over 8 years.
8 years. Wow.
Yeah, leading up to that May 2026 release date for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S.
And the budget. That number is just staggering.
Isn't it? Reportedly over $1 billion. $1 billion. That just screams ambition, doesn't it?
It really does. It suggests they're trying to, completely redefine what an open world game can even be.
Precisely. And that leads into why it's taking so long and costing so much. The Tech Room source really pointed to Rockstar wanting to build a world that's just unprecedented.
Unprecedented size or detail? Or
both, it sounds like.
True.
Size and detail. They're definitely aiming high.
Okay, so let's talk about that world. It's back to Vice City.
It is, yeah. A reimagined Vice City, that kind of Miami vibe everyone remembers.
People loved Vice City.
Oh, yeah. But the big change, the key thing, is it's not just Vice City this time. It's part of this much larger state called Leonida.
Leonida, okay.
And that includes 5 other regions they mentioned. Ambrosia, Grass Rivers, Leonida Keys, Mount Caliga, and Port Gilhorn.
So it's huge then.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah.
The promise is a map that just dwarfs the previous GTA games. Not just bigger, but more intricately designed, too.
And it's not just about size, is it? You mentioned detail. The visuals look, insane, even from that second trailer the Tech Room talked about.
Oh, absolutely. They pointed out things like the really realistic evening light reflecting off police cars. Yeah. Even tiny details like seeing the bubbles inside a glass beer bottle.
Bubbles in the bottle. That's obsessive.
It is. It feels like they're really trying to push visual boundaries, make it look almost real.
So how are they doing that? What's the tech behind it?
A lot of it comes down to their engine. They've upgraded their Rage engine. That's the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine.
Rage, that's right. Proprietary, you said.
Exactly, yeah. They built it themselves, own it, so they can tweak it specifically for what they need. And the Tech Room really highlighted one massive feature: real-time ray-traced reflections.
Okay, ray tracing. We hear that term a lot. Break it down for us. What does it actually do in the game? Like, what will we see?
Right, so basically, ray tracing simulates how light actually works in the real world, how it bounces off stuff, creates reflections, shadows, the whole deal.
So it makes things look more solid.
Yeah.
More real.
Pretty much, yeah. The Tech Room explained that in GTA 6, you'll see these, hyper-realistic reflections on car paint, on glass, even on water.
Wow.
Apparently, the trailer even showed reflections on stuff that's partly see-through. It just adds this incredible depth.
But does that slow things down? Ray tracing can be demanding, right?
It can be. So what they're apparently doing, especially for consoles, is a kind of hybrid approach. They're mixing ray tracing with screen space reflections.
Screen space.
Yeah, it's a bit faster, but maybe not quite as accurate in all situations. So combining them is like getting the best of both worlds. Looks great, runs smoothly, hopefully.
So it's not just eye candy. It's about making the world feel more alive, more true to life.
Exactly. And that ties into that obsessive detail we were talking about. The Tech Room compared it to, remember the horse physics in Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh, yeah. Those were incredible. Down to the, everything.
Right. That level of almost fanatical attention to detail. And we're seeing signs of that here, too.
Like the beer bottle bubbles. What else?
Well, they mentioned the way liquid actually sloshes inside containers, or how light passes through glass in a believable way. Tiny things,
Things you might not consciously notice, but they add up.
They absolutely add up. And there's also this tech called Advanced Indirect Diffuse Lighting.
Okay, bit technical. What's that do?
It basically simulates how light bounces around the environment more naturally. Not just direct light, but how it scatters and illuminates things indirectly. It adds a lot to the realism, the overall feel.
Makes the world feel more solid, more present.
Exactly. Enhances that immersion, makes you feel like you're really in that world.
Okay, now, this is where it gets really interesting, maybe even a bit speculative. The Tech Room talked about AI, artificial intelligence. There was a patent.
Yeah, this is potentially huge. They brought up this patent that Rockstar filed, and it suggests they're looking into making the NPCs, the non-player characters, the crowds, much, much smarter.
Smarter how? Like better drivers.
Yeah.
Less likely to walk into walls.
Well, maybe that too, but potentially much more. The patent describes NPCs having unique behaviors, making their own decisions based on what's happening.
So not just following a script.
Right. Reacting dynamically to their environment, to you, to other events. The tech room gave examples like maybe NPCs would actually try to avoid a fight breaking out near them.
Instead of just standing there or running in circles.
Exactly. Or maybe they'd interact with each other in more complex ways based on real-time stuff, not just pre-programmed routines. It could make the world feel genuinely alive.
That sounds like a game changer, literally.
It really could be. A huge step up from the kind of repetitive NPC behavior we're used to in most open worlds.
So, any idea how that might work, technically? Like behind the curtain?
The tech room touched on that. The patent seems to point towards NPCs using real-time decision trees.
Decision trees?
Yeah, like flowcharts for their actions, but ones that are constantly influenced by what's around them. Maybe even a simplified kind of machine learning, adapted for games.
So their behavior could change based on the weather or the time of day or what the player is doing nearby.
Potentially, yes. Instead of just cycling through animations, they could genuinely adapt.
What would that mean for playing the game, then? Heists? Chases?
Think about it. The tech room suggested things like, imagine doing a heist where the guards don't just follow predictable paths, but react in unexpected ways.
That would make things way more intense.
Or car chases where civilian drivers suddenly swerve unpredictably because they're genuinely reacting to the chaos. Even just walking down the street could feel different if the people around you felt more real.
Okay, but hang on. The tech room put a big asterisk on this, didn't they?
They did, and it's crucial. This is based on a patent. It shows Rockstar's researching this stuff, exploring it. It does not mean it's definitely 100% going to be in the final game exactly like this.
Right. Patents don't always become products.
Exactly. But Rockstar does have that track record, right? Pushing boundaries. So it wouldn't be shocking to see some kind of advanced AI make it in. It's definitely something they're thinking about.
Okay. Shifting gears a bit. Let's talk confirmed stuff. Gameplay features. We know about the two protagonists, Lucia and Jason. Bonnie and Clyde style.
Yeah, Lucia Caminos and Jason Duvall. That dual protagonist setup is interesting in itself.
How do you think that'll work, switching between them?
That seems likely, doesn't it? The tech room speculated about switching, maybe even mid-mission sometimes. It could offer different viewpoints on the story, different skills perhaps.
Like we saw in GTA V, but maybe more integrated?
Possibly, yeah. Could allow for some really cool cooperative mechanics, even in single player, and definitely adds narrative depth.
What about other new stuff? Activities, vehicles? The tech room mentioned some specifics.
They did. Fishing was mentioned.
Fishing? In GTA?
Seems so. Maybe a mini game, something chill to do. Adds variety.
I guess so. What else?
New vehicles are a given. Airboats were mentioned, make sense for a Florida-inspired setting with swamps and stuff.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Jet skis, too. And commercial planes.
Wait, like flyable passenger jets?
Apparently. That'd be wild. And new weapons, too, like a helicopter-mounted machine gun was mentioned.
Yeah.
Big action set pieces, clearly.
So all this new stuff, the water physics for jet skis, handling bigger planes, the scale of the world that must need some serious tech underneath.
Oh, absolutely. The tech room pointed that out. You need a really solid physics engine for realistic water dynamics, vehicle handling, all that.
And building that huge world of Leonida, how do they even do that?
It's almost certainly a mix.
Sure.
Probably procedural generation, using algorithms to create large areas, combined with lots of handcrafted detail for the important places.
So computers build the basic shape, artists make it look good and add the specifics.
That's the general idea, yeah, is how you build worlds this massive efficiently. And then there's multiplayer. GTA Online is huge.
Can't forget that. What's the thinking there?
Likely an evolution of GTA Online. And the tech room suggested it'll probably lean heavily on cloud computing to handle all the players and complex interactions in this bigger world.
Using remote servers to do some of the heavy lifting, basically.
Right. Allows for more simultaneous players, more dynamic events in the shared world.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The release date. It slipped, right? From fall 2025.
To May 26, 2026.
Yeah. Why the delay? The tech room had thoughts on that.
The official line, according to Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, it's basically polish, giving Rockstar time to meet their creative vision with no limitations.
Which, from a tech standpoint, makes sense, doesn't it, with all this complex stuff we've been talking about?
Absolutely. Ray tracing, potential AI, this huge detailed world.
Yeah.
You don't want to ship that broken or unoptimized. Better to delay than release a buggy mess, especially with expectations this high.
Avoids a Cyberpunk 2077 situation.
Exactly. You want it to work and work well on day one.
But the tech room also mentioned a potential downside to these really long development times, right?
Yeah, there's always a risk. They noted some concern in the industry about maybe further delays. And a game this big slipping can impact other studios' release plans too.
Because everyone's waiting for GTA 6.
Pretty much. The anticipation is just off the charts. Any more bumps in the road would be felt widely.
So, pulling back, looking at the big picture, what does GTA 6 really mean, beyond just being the next GTA?
Well, connecting it all, it feels like GTA 6 is set to be a real showcase, a demonstration of how you can blend seriously cutting-edge tech with storytelling and world building.
Bringing things like ray tracing, maybe advanced AI, to a massive audience.
Exactly. The tech room highlighted that. It's taking these innovations beyond just tech demos or niche games and putting them front and center on potentially the biggest entertainment launch ever. It really underlines how gaming is pushing tech forward.
And the reaction proves that interest, right? The trailer views were insane.
Just staggering. The tech room quoted the numbers: over 87 million views for the second trailer in just a few days.
87 million.
Yeah. And it's not just views. They mentioned the cultural ripple effect, like how streams of that Pointer Sisters song, Hot Together.
Oh, yeah, the one in the trailer.
That one stream surged after the trailer dropped. It just shows GTA isn't just a game series. It's a full-blown cultural phenomena.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive here. It's clear GTA 6 is aiming to be a technical powerhouse, pushing visuals with the Rage engine, ray tracing.
That potential for really smart reactive AI, creating a more dynamic world.
Plus the sheer scale of Leonida, the dual protagonists, all the new activities and vehicles. It's built on some seriously advanced tech.
It really is, which leads to kind of a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Go on.
Given this level of detail, this potential for sophisticated AI and entertainment, what does that mean for the future? Where could this kind of technology take us next?
Beyond just games, you mean?
Yeah. Think about other entertainment, maybe even parts of our daily lives. How might things change as this kind of immersive, reactive tech keeps evolving? It's fascinating to consider, isn't it?